These are the photos of the victims so far, each one with their own story, each one leaving friends and loved ones to mourn, like Lisa McCully, who was killed on Saturday in Portapic, and she is being remembered as a loving mother, a passionate school teacher. Lisa McCully was also a musician, so here is some of Lisa playing her ukulele. We've reached out to Lisa McCully's sister, Jenny Kierstead, and she is in Halifax. Jenny, the ukulele makes me smile. What about for you, those memories of your sister?
Yeah, we grew up in a musical home, so she played every instrument, and she was just full of life when she played music.
How challenging is it to try to focus on those really positive memories in a time when you could be so angry and so hurt?
Yeah, the anger, the blame, it's part of the grief process, but I'm trying to stay focused on just doing the work of being present to the feelings that are here and saying goodbye. I wrote her obituary yesterday, and it was one of the hardest things I could ever do.
Can you share with me the words you used, some of the key words in that obituary?
Yeah, I think the phrase, to know Lisa was to know life in full color. Yeah.
You know, there are some people who walk into a room and everybody turns because they are that life in the room, if you will. Was that your sister?
Yeah, that was her. Yeah, yeah. And that's why it's such loss, because she was such a bright light.
You talk about the anger being part of the grieving process. What is in your heart when it comes to the anger?
It wasn't her time. She had so much to contribute. She was the best mom I'd ever known. And, you know, her kids are not the only kids affected by this, and they're going to struggle, and it's so unnecessary. And I think my main anger point right now is the lack of monitoring of violent images on our screens. I think that we can all, as a society, take from this and be way more careful about the violence that we consume through images.
You know, I think that
it does make a difference.
I think that's a broad discussion, and I'm sure it will happen. Yeah. What discussions, however, are you having right now with her children to help them cope?
Just reassuring them that this will never happen again, that they are safe and surrounded by love, and we've received thousands of messages, and they're receiving that.
You know, there's a certain innocence in being a child that you think mom and dad are going to be around forever. And I just find it really hard to understand how you tell somebody that it was before their time and that's just what you have to deal with.
Yeah, there's a lot of natural protective mechanisms in place, and it's so good that, you know, it sinks in gradually more and more, and we're just going day to day.
When the wave comes of your own grief, and I know you have to be strong for those in your family who are around you, especially those who are younger, how do you deal with it yourself?
Yeah, thanks for asking. You know, I know a lot about trauma treatment and mindfulness, and so I'm using those techniques. I'm anchoring myself into the earth. I'm stroking my own face and rubbing my neck and surrounding myself with connection and drinking warm tea and cozying up with soft blankets. So all of that, I'm just being really gentle. I'm moving slowly and just trying to breathe, but not too deeply because there's a lot of feeling.
Jenny, I hope you're feeling the embrace of the country. I think Canadians from coast to coast to coast are trying to show their support for you, for the people of Nova Scotia and getting through this. in your cocooning, are you feeling that? And I wonder if you have a message for Canadians.
Oh, we are. And I think that from this act of violence, we all need to rise with, Lisa taught in her classroom virtues like kindness, compassion, respect, and patience. And that's exactly what our Canadian community needs right now.
I want to thank you for sharing your memories, and I wish you strength.
Thank you.
Jenny Kierstead is the sister of Lisa McCully.